The Lonavala Highway at 2 a.m. No streetlights, no traffic cameras, and no patrols for miles. Civilization ends where the asphalt meets the tree line. Out here, the usual oversight of the law simply doesn't exist. An SUV tears through the silence. Inside, Sunny and Vicky are deep in an alcohol-fueled haze, isolated from the world by glass and high-speed arrogance. Sunny floors the accelerator, watching the needle sweep past 100 kilometers an hour, confident that there is no one around to stop him. That confidence turns lethal when a stray dog wanders into their path. The heavy frame of the SUV crushes the animal instantly. Sunny and Vicky don't reach for the brakes. They laugh. To them, a life lost on an empty road is just a minor bump on the way to a party. When the threat of a prison sentence or a police siren disappears, the highway becomes a lawless space. It reveals a terrifying reality. On these isolated stretches, the only thing preventing vehicular manslaughter is a driver's own conscience. And for some, that simply isn't enough to stop them. But the road seems to have its own way of monitoring the dark. Moments after the hit and run, the headlights catch a woman standing alone by the shoulder, signaling for a lift where the dog died. Sunny sees an opportunity. He ignores the impossibility of her being out here alone and whips the car into a sharp U-turn. He assumes he is the one in control, a predator stopping for easy prey. The dynamic has already shifted. Sunny believes he's the one dictating the terms of the night, but by opening the door for this stranger, he has walked directly into a trap set by the highway itself. The woman is barely in the seat before she questions their speed. Suddenly, the car takes on a life of its own. The gas pedal pins itself to the floor, and the speedometer surges past 200 kilometers per hour, far beyond Sunny's ability to steer. The brakes are useless. The woman smiles, tells them their time is up, and vanishes from the back seat. A moment later, the SUV loses all traction and disintegrates on impact with the concrete divider, killing both men instantly. The woman reappears near the burning wreckage, watching them die. She isn't looking for a thrill. She is removing a threat. By ending their lives now, she ensures that their next high-speed bender won't claim the lives of innocent travelers further down the road. This is a system of absolute efficiency. It doesn't wait for a courtroom or a witness. It identifies a lethal threat and neutralizes it before the tires have even stopped spinning. The road has a long memory, and it doesn't always settle its accounts with a crash. Further down the highway, Rohan and Shefali are traveling toward Pune. Rohan is a serial liar, keeping Shefali on a string with promises of a future he has no intention of building. They witness a crash and stop to help a driver named Nidhi. Despite her car being totaled, Nidhi is miraculously unhurt. Her wounds seem to vanish the moment she steps into their vehicle. She asks to be taken to her home nearby, claiming she doesn't need a doctor. Inside her house, the environment is impossible. Every piece of furniture is buried under years of dust, yet Nidhi moves through the space as if she never left. She knows their names without being told, turning the air cold with a familiarity that shouldn't exist. While Sunny met a violent, sudden end, Rohan is being subjected to a slow, psychological interrogation. The highway is forcing him to face the eerie inconsistencies of the house before it reveals the truth he's been running from. The horror surfaces through the mundane. Nidhi serves them coffee, but after one sip, Rohan's lips are stained deep red. He looks down to find the cup filled to the brim with thick, warm blood. The doors slam shut. Rohan looks into the dusty mirror on the wall. His reflection shows him alone in the room, but in the physical space, Nidhi is standing directly behind him. Her face is mangled and blood flows from a fresh head wound. This is the night Rohan thought he had buried 5 years ago. On this exact stretch of road, he was the drunk driver who smashed into Nidhi's car. He didn't stop. He fled into the darkness, leaving Nidhi and her unborn child to die alone in the wreckage. Rohan drops to the floor, begging for a mercy he never gave. Nidhi ignores his pleas. She lifts him into the air, her phantom grip tightening around his throat, until with a single violent motion, she severs his head from his body. It is a reminder that you can leave the scene of a crime, but you cannot leave the debt behind. You can move on with your life for years, but the moral weight of what you've done will eventually find a way to collect. Nidhi spares Shefali, telling her to find a life away from Rohan's lives before her spirit finally finds peace and vanishes. Shefali is left as the only witness to a reckoning 5 years in the making. These stories aren't just urban legends. They are a response to a specific kind of injustice. When people see reckless drivers escape the law, that collective frustration takes a terrifying shape in our folklore. We create these vengeful spirits to do what we wish the legal system could: ensure no crime goes unpunished. This cycle creates a psychological deterrent. By embedding the fear of a supernatural judge into the driver's mind, the folklore helps regulate behavior on roads that are impossible to patrol. It fills the gaps in our real-world safety nets with a mythic one. In every one of these accounts, the true horror isn't the ghost on the roadside. It's the human behind the wheel who believes they are above the rules. The stories persist to remind us that on the long road of life, your actions are always trailing just a few car lengths behind you.